Welcome to the big skies of Iowa. Once again, I got my mic turned off, but I'm talking and telling you something that I don't remember what it was, so I can't go back. Neither here nor there is now in northwest Iowa, where I was born and raised. We are going to a very special brewery called the Blind Butcher Brewing, located really close, 1 mile away from the farm where I grew up. Look at the beautiful fall scenery. Just happened to be so beautiful that day when I went, and met up with Rob Haig, who started this brewery a short while ago. You're going to hear the story about it. You're going to see a little bit of the community and understand what's special about small towns and farms. This is Hamish. He's owned by the children of Rob. Is he like the coolest Scottish, whatever they call them? Oh, I want to meet him. You will be seeing the finished brewery, but this is the development from a machine shed to a pretty cool brewery, put together by the Haig family, their friends, and community. Many people donating time and effort and coming together to support community members developing something special. You're going to make some nitro brews.
Yeah, where do you see the nitro over there?
Is that black thing with the...
Oh, that's just a regular keg cooler.
Regular?
Yeah, but we are doing nitro. Yes, we have 2 nitro taps, and right now all of our tap wall is full of 15 of the best Iowa craft beers we could get from our distributor, and 2 of those are nitro, and we plan to do our own Irish Stout as a nitro beer as well. We started brewing last year during COVID. It actually hasn't even been a year yet since we started brewing last year. We were right at the very beginning phases of brewing last October, September, October. And it was really just a family hobby that came out of COVID. And it started out last year was butchering our own livestock because we couldn't take it to the lockers. So that's where the butcher part came from. And then we got into brewing also. And so when we learned how to butcher, that was from some guys on YouTube called the Bearded Butchers. And so my sons joked that I was the Blind Butcher. And so Blind Butcher Brewery came out of all of that. And at that time, a year ago, this was just family fun. But then in December, the blind part came into the picture. And that was when I found out that my doctor at the University of Iowa has a cure for the eye disease that I have called Retinitis pigmentosa. And it's a condition where my retina is dying very slowly, and I've been diagnosed with this since 2009. But up until just recently, there was no treatment or cure. And I found out in last December that my doctor was doing this as a nonprofit to create this treatment. And so, of course, we decided to help with all that.
Even though I didn't have the mic on me when I was doing stuff, I decided I could voice over and let you know the beer was really pretty good. I'll be back in silence. Tell me about this brewing area that you have.
Yeah, so this is this is the brewing side of the building. The other side is the tap room. And this is where we've just upgraded all of our equipment to probably the smallest brewing equipment you can get. It's called nano brewing, and it's a 1-barrel system. Our high-end home-style brewing, we used 5-gallon equipment from Grainfather, and this brew system is now from SS Brewtech. We've got 4 fermenters in place, and we're adding 4 more.
And the fermenters are those in back?
Yep. Yeah, those are 1 barrel each, and we can control the temperature in each one of those with that cooler that sits in the middle. So yeah, we have really good control over the fermentation process.
I see how they all go through that.
This is the brew system itself, and it's got the hot liquor tank on the left, and then the brew kettle in the middle, and the mash tun on the right side. And so we heat up the water and steep it with the grain in the right kettle, and then we bring that over to the brew kettle, and both of those are in those kettles for about an hour on average, and actually boil it for an hour, and then we add in our hops and different flavorings. And then
they go to the back.
Yep, then we crash cool it and put it into these fermentation vessels and add the yeast and let the yeast do its magic.
And then you're going to keg them in here?
Yes, and so something else that's new for us is we're going from 5-gallon, they called them corny kegs, they're Cornelius kegs is what we used before, and now we're upgrading to a commercial half-barrel system. So we'll be doing 2 kegs per batch. Each keg is about 15.5 gallons. Story behind it. So the building was built in 2013 as a machine shed, and we farmed this ground around here for about 5 years, and that's what you call a combine door. And any shed that is built these days accommodates these giant combines that are rolling around out there right now doing combine, but when you build a machine shed, it has to be big enough to allow for that for the future. So we were just future proofing at that time. But yeah, then we quit farming about 5 years ago, and this place was just a place where we stored things. We stored our leftover equipment from farming, and our families would have gatherings here, and it was just a giant party room for ourselves. The guy who built the stairs, he sampled our beer, and he held it up to his face, and he was drinking it, and then he tipped the glass down, and he had just this blank look on his face, and I thought, oh boy, what's going to come out of his mouth now? Like, did he like it? And he just looked at me and he said, "You're going to need more parking."
Oh, that's nice.
So it was quite the compliment and a memorable moment. Hello. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's your table over here. I've got a power cord down here, so we can get.
All right, so this is your tap system.
Yeah, and this is pretty new technology. We're actually the first customer of this company called Pour My Beer. They're headquartered in Chicago, and we're the first company in the state of Iowa to use their system. And what it is it's a self-pour tap system. And so when people come in the door, we issue them a card. It's a chip card, an RFD chip card, and they set it in the slot here. So that activates the taps, and the screen lines up with the tap right below it. And so you pour your beer by the ounce, and you know exactly you know exactly how much you're spending and what your running balance is and how much you've poured of each kind.
And whether you should drive home, does
right.
a ride.
Yeah, so it's not an unlimited system, so there is a security check in it where we allow 3 12-ounce pours before you have to check in with us, and we reactivate your card.
Oh, that's how I like that.
That's how the system works. So yeah, you just come up here and we just tell people to pour their beer their way, whatever glasses they want to use. Of course, you know, their glasses have different purposes. I'm gonna preface this by saying that I'm no expert on this, but this is what I know.
You're way more of an expert than me.
All right. So these are Pilsner glasses, and these are typically we push people towards these glasses for traditional beers, lagers, ales, and then down here we have these tulip glasses, and these are popular for the sours and the darker beers. Yeah. And then these are called craft glasses, and you know, anything goes, but a lot of people use these for the IPA beers. And then we have
I call them the beer can one.
the new can glass.
Okay.
We call this the anything goes glass, and
That's
people just like to drink.
Okay, yeah.
They like to
'Cause
drink
they're
from
cool.
it. Yeah. And then we also do flight trays of the tulips, of these tasters. And so if someone comes to the tap wall and they want to do a side-by-side comparison, they can do that. You know, look at them, taste them, compare them. Otherwise, some people just come up and grab a Pilsner glass and they just go down the line and try an ounce of each one and before they decide what to commit to. So the really nice thing is you're not buying a whole pint of beer and stuck with it. You can really
even 4 ounces.
Yeah. You may only want a couple ounces of each style.
There are times when I've had a swallow and I'm done.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, one of the themes that we went with in doing our stairs and our tables is the butcher block, and so all of our tables and actually the treads on the stairs are made from butcher block. Yeah, it was quite a project, but we did make these ourselves.
That's even better. That's very. I'm impressed. So really, if you want to bring a hunk of meat here, you can just chop it on your table.
You could.
Or
It's
maybe not.
it's the same stuff, but.
Are you planning any funky beers, like jalapeno infused, various?
Yeah, we have been kicking around a few different ideas. A brewer near us, I think it's called Ben's Brewing, made a incredible jalapeno. They call it a pepper beer, and I was thinking pepper, like black pepper, and because I like a good steak, but I was surprised when it was jalapeno peppers, and I started sweating from the beer. So that infusion into the beer was no different than on food, and that just kind of blew my mind, and it was delicious. But it surprised me how you can do that and infuse different things into beers, and it seems like that is really the thing right now, is to how creative can you get with fruits and sours and shandies.
No, I have not changed my pronoun. I am just checking out the men's room because I can. It's nice. And you've seen from other videos? I like to check out bathrooms. Look at these lights. Those are really cool. And the wall. Beautiful. Oh, look at this. Okay, this. What goes in from a keg goes back out to a keg. This is clever. Very clever. Man, they could almost do this in the women's, just make the seat down there. I love that. And that is Hamish having a snack. They're smaller than normal American cattle and furrier because they live in the highlands where it's cold, but it's also cold here, so I don't understand. Oh, and they should never be killed because they're just too cute. This is Rose, or Rosie, or whatever you want to call her. I suppose not whatever you want to call her. What do you go by now? Are you Rose or Rosie? You used to be Rosie Bruggeman. Well, yeah, it's true. You're everything to everyone.
Rose to me.
See, I heard you call her Rose a bunch. It was like, is that what she wants to be called now that she's grown up? This is Cindy.
I never asked her.
This is Cindy, better known as Sind. We're just going to show. She used to be Peterson, now she's Van Voorst.
We're glad to have you in town, Cindy, and glad to be able to come out and have a good time.
And we are going to. And these are also the crew.
Let the party begin.
Yeah, this is the beer tasting crew from Sioux Falls Breweries as well. We're sober right now. The first guests have arrived. It's my family neighbors. It's the Eastlands. Do you want to say anything? No. Last man standing. If you're standing up at the end, yes. But it's cool. Have you been here before? Then, oh, more people are coming too. I see people back there. The thing is, I'm gonna not recognize everybody.
First off, I'm not a speaker, so please bear with me, but just wanted to thank everybody for coming out, and we really are excited that Michelle have this new place and opened it up special for us tonight, and just like to thank you all for coming out. We also appreciate Cindy coming back. Cindy Olsen was a classmate of some of ours, and she's a big YouTuber, and so she likes to kind of she likes to go around to breweries and get information about them and stuff. So,
but yeah, I guess we're always glad to share our story of how this happened, this place. So thanks for that opportunity, and thanks for coming tonight. Thanks, Cindy, for having us here. This is our 6th weekend that we've been open.
When I heard about this new brewery back home, Cindy, Rosie, and I came up with the idea of maybe being able to come and shoot some video here for my YouTube channel, and also to help introduce the community to the new brewery. And it worked out. Cindy contacted Rob. Rob was up for the idea. We got a night together. Cindy and Rosie cooked taverns, which is the Midwestern name for Sloppy Joe's. And so there was some food provided as well, donations accepted, and all of the donations for the food, after expenses paid, went to the Institute.
Long story short, I found out in December they actually came up with a treatment and a cure for this. And so what is going to happen in about 5 to 10 years is they're going to take a sample of my skin, put it in a dish, and grow a new retina. And then they're going to, after it incubates for 4 months in a dish, they'll put it in my eye, and then I'll take over, and it will regrow my eye, my retina. And they're doing all of this as a nonprofit. So when they call in January and say, hey, would you be interested in helping raise money? We threw this idea at them. We built this brewery to raise money for the IVR, and for their part, that banner on the wall is what will go on our cans someday. We start brewing on Monday, if everything goes right with our venting of the hood out there, and we'll share that with you as soon as we can. Thanks.
Thank you. Let's just pretend I'm saying thank you to everyone for making this evening possible. And I'm letting everybody know that I'm coming back in the spring, and I expect to do some more video and taste some more beers. Beers made by the Blind Butcher. It really is great to get back and to see everyone, and to see the countryside that I took for granted for 18 years while I lived back there on the farm. It's really very special to me now.